What is going on, everyone? The topic of this video today is what's it like to have a Subaru STI. I already have another video about maintenance and how to make it last, as long as possible. But today, I'm talking about in the day in the life of having one of these. So, for starters, if you're just getting into this car, like me, I wanted this car since I was in high school. Well, there was an older version of it, like the generation before this one. But I really wanted this car in high school, and then not until recently, when I recently bought it, I learned that it only comes in manual. So that's the first thing to understand. If you want this kind of car, first you're gonna have to buy it used because Subaru recently stopped making it a couple years ago. And second, they only come in manual. So if you don't know how to drive a stick, you won't be able to drive this car. But stick isn't too hard to learn. It's tough getting started, but once you get into it, it's not so bad. You'll actually start to really like it. The second thing, this car is not, I want to say, comfortable. It's very stiff. The suspension is really stiff, and you're gonna feel every bump, every crack on the road. You're gonna feel all of it. But it's made like that. This isn't made to be a comfortable car. This is made to take corners, So that's one thing you have to look out for. So if you live in a state that has tons of potholes, you're gonna have to watch out for those. Try to dodge as many of those as possible. It's not a fun day if you're driving on a crappy road. The next thing you want to understand is this is not good on gas. Yes, it's a 4-cylinder. It's a turbo 4-cylinder, which is it's a turbo 4-cylinder, and you would think, because a lot of car companies they're making turbo 4s. Even the Honda Civic comes in a turbo 4. Just about everything comes with a turbo on it, but those are much more fuel efficient engines. This engine is a dinosaur. The EJ in these STIs are not efficient at all. So 17 miles in the city, and I think it was like 21 or 22 on the highway, which, if you want to compare, those are V8 numbers. That kind of fuel efficiency is made for a car with double the cylinders. So you're not saving any money on gas, and this only takes premium. Understand that. You cannot, there's other car companies like my Lexus, like that one, it says premium only, but even the guy at the dealership says that you can put regular in there, it'll adjust for it. You're probably not going to get the same horsepower, but it'll adjust for it. This car will not adjust for it. You need to put premium, 91 or 93. I think, if you guys don't have 93, then 91, but where I live, I have 93, is in PA. But you need to put premium. If you try to cheap out on that, you will ruin your engine. So that's one thing you have to understand. No cheaping out on that. Oh, that's another thing, is learning how to drive, on the same subject as learning how to drive stick. This one is very weird because, it's not a very hard car to drive, once you get to it, but you do have to understand this car, the clutch, it might be different. Before I make that a definite statement, it might be different for your car if you get one. Because my car, the clutch, the release, where the bite point, is way, almost letting go of the clutch. It's so high up, and it took me a while to get used to that, because before I had this car, I had a Honda Civic. It was a manual Honda Civic. And that car, the clutch was easy. It was right in the middle, just right in the middle of, foot to the floor and fully off, But this car, it took me a while to get used to, a lot longer than I'd like to admit. But I was holding on to the bite point where my Civic would be at, my Civic would bite at, and then I was just flying past the bite point in this car, and I was stalling all the time. Oh, that was horrible. But just understand, if different, but this one I've noticed the clutch is really high. Like the bike point is really high. But can you have this as an only car? You know? And in short, yeah, you can have this as an only car. Like, even like right now, I live in an area where it snows for like 4 months out of the year. So out here in PA, you get a couple good months, a couple nice warm months in the summer, but the rest of it is either cool or it's freezing. So even in this area, in the snow, it does pretty well. This car does really well in the snow. The all-wheel drive system is great, but you're gonna have to get all-season tires. So I would say snow tires, but you really don't need it. Like the all-wheel drive system in this car is pretty good, and the traction control is really good in this car. So I put all seasons. I had to swap it out because this car does come with summer tires from the factory. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Don't think that you can just buy this car and then immediately just drive it all year round with the tires that it has. If you live in a snowy area, if you live down south, if you live in an area where it doesn't snow, then the summer tires will do just fine. I don't drive this car in the winters anymore because I have my other car and I use that for the winter. When I drove this car in the winters, I drove it in snow, I drove it on ice, and this car did really, really well. When I drove on the ice and the snow, I did not slip once, like either taking off or trying to get traction, like just from a start, like a standstill. I had no problem getting traction, absolutely no problems. So that's one thing to consider over some of the other ones. Even my other car doesn't do. My other car is all-wheel drive too, and it doesn't do as good as this one. The all-wheel drive system, this is great. But even because also in PA there's a lot of hills, a lot of mountains, a lot of hills, and it had no problem going up the hills. Snow goes up no problem. Even ice, there was one time because where I live in my street, they when they come to plow the snow, I'm like one of the last places that get plowed. My street was just nothing but a sheet of ice. It was just a sheet of ice, and it was an uphill, to get out. It's not a huge hill, but just a little uphill, right? And that car went up. Literally, this car went up with no issues whatsoever. It just went. Like it blew my mind because I always had front wheel drive, and I put snow tires, and still struggled a little bit. I can still hear the tires just spinning and spinning until eventually it gets traction. So yes, for when it comes to daily driving and when it comes to owning this car, like as an only car, you can definitely do it. This is a great car for all around usage, which is great. Like you could either take this car to the track, go through the country roads, and then also drive in the snow. You can drive it. It's awesome. But last thing to know is when you buy one of these cars, you're joining a community. There's a big, community of like super community, like WRXs, STIs. I even wave at BRZs. I mean, I don't usually see other people saying that, but I even wave at BRZs. But every time I see another WRX or every time I see another STI, you always wave. It's cool. It's weird for me because I've never had a car where you just wave at other people that have the car. That was something for me to get used to. But I kind of like you feel special, when you're driving one of these. But yeah. So if you see another WRX and an STI, wave back if they wave at you. Just it's cool. Don't be a douche. Wave. I don't know if I mentioned a whole lot of negatives. I don't know. There's got to be some negatives I can throw in there. Something to keep things realistic, right? Besides the motor blowing up, if you're into customizing the car. Besides that, okay, if you're into customizing, if you don't do it right, you're probably gonna break a few things. So, but if I'm just talking about just regular driving, just having the car, just using it for its purpose, you would, I think you'd be very, very happy with this car. And you have a lot of fun too. Another con is, well, I mean, it could be a good thing for some people, not for me. I don't think this is a good thing, but you're gonna have a lot of people that pull up next to you trying to race you. Now, it hasn't happened to me with another Subaru. They usually just wave. They're pretty nice. They're pretty cool guys. Let me tell you, the Subaru community is a great community as long as your car is a manual. If you have an automatic, you're gonna get roasted. Okay, there's just no going around that. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. Buy a manual. Learn how to drive a manual. Plus, learning how to drive a manual is a great skill. You know? Yeah, it's a bumpy road. I lost my train of thought. I did it again. I was talking about a con. Oh yeah, guys are gonna pull up and race you. They're gonna try to race you. Now, for me, it's a bad thing because I don't like, you know, I'm not gonna say that I accepted any races because I don't. You know, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I will drive safely all the time. But you know, most of the time, I'm just driving my car to enjoy it. I'm not driving this car to, you know, to be competing with anybody. I mean, I like to enjoy the car. I like to drive it. I like to roll through the gears. You know, and then when someone comes and races me, I really don't feel like, you know, doing that. And also, they're probably going to win. This isn't a powerhouse. You know, this isn't some you know, crazy straight line car. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. You probably didn't. I mean, that's stuff that's been said 1,000 times over, but